Good morning. Good morning. I am out here walking. I'm back to walking. It's day 8 of my recovery from back surgery. And I feel like I can walk today. So I got out and I started to walk. My doctor said it was all right. So here I am. I'm going much slower than I normally would, but I'm walking. So I'm doing it, you know. So, and that's why I came on here this morning, to make a video, to encourage you to just keep going. Put one foot in front of the other and keep going. Just walk. Just pace yourself and walk. It is not a race. It is a marathon. Just keep going. This morning, I woke up early, about 4 this morning, and just like every morning, I get up and I either journal or I read the word early in the morning. But this morning, I got to journaling and start talking about my experience of these last 2 years after being in the accident in August of 21. I wrote in detail or described the major events that happened during this transition. And so I wanted to talk to you all about it, to encourage someone out there. So now I'm on my 3rd surgery that I've had since then. I remember from the first surgery, I didn't have no peace at all. Because that surgery was back in 21, like right after the accident. That was my knee surgery. It's the worst surgery I've ever had. The recovery-wise, it was. But also, I didn't have any peace in my mind at all because I was battling. I was going through heavy spiritual warfare, which at the time, I didn't even know that's what it was. And it was actually my husband that told me, say, you battling demons. Because I wasn't getting no sleep. I was tossing and turning all night, along with having the pain from my knee and not being able to walk for real. So it was a horrible time for me during that time. But I got through it. And when I was able to get up and start walking, I started to walk back again. So now, fast forward to this year, because I didn't have any surgeries in 22. I just went through all the pain I went through, and the doctors was ready to just release me. And I said, no, I'm in too much pain. I'm not going to live like this. So I ended up going to another doctor, and then that's how I ended up having my neck surgery that I had in January of this year. And during that, recovery wasn't bad at all. But also, in January was a pivotal time for me in my life. I was going through a transition where I joined a new church home. I had left my home church. I was getting ready to rejoin my home church with my family, where my heart is at. But God led me to a different church home. I made it through that difficult point of joining that church home. Because I didn't want to, but God told me to. So I had to be obedient. And then I got baptized in January. And I got baptized. And that was another pivotal point of me because I was dying to myself. And I didn't really realize what it was because I was super emotional that Sunday. Now I know what it is. Like, I literally died to myself and became a new creation. And being washed by the blood. It was very spiritual, and I took it seriously. And that's when I knew that I had to make some changes in my life. I already was on the journey of making changes, but being in sin, every time I sinned, I felt convicted. So that's where the change came. The major change. And also in January, having some hard discussions or hard discussions with people who I love. Me leaving my church home and joining a new church, and then I also left my place of employment where I've been for the last 10 years. It was very hard. It was very difficult. January was a tough month for me, but I made it through. And after I had that surgery in January, the end of January, February, I got right back up and I got to walking. Going through the wilderness, you know, I was going through some things for real, but I persevered. I endured it. I went through it. I kept going through it. And now fast forward to June. Now in my third surgery from the accident. I have so much joy in my heart. I have so much peace. It's amazing how you can have a smile, the biggest smile on your heart with no money in your pocket. God is truly good. God is truly good. As I reflect back over my life as being a overworked hairstylist, chasing the dollars, chasing the money, and still not fulfilled. And now where I have no money. I have things, but I still have a house and all of that to live in. I have not lost anything in this transition. I'm just not making any money. But God is so good. He is so good. He has caused me to just go through some things. And now I see the bigger picture of why I had to go through, of why I had to endure pain, why I had to go through persecution, why I had to endure perseverance. I see all of these things right now. Life is not easy at all. But when you have Christ in your life, it makes it all better. It makes it all better, y'all. So I just want to encourage you. This is just a timeline of what I've gone through, and God is pushing me to the forefront. He's pushing me from being timid and sitting in the back and not really saying anything to having a whole lot to say, because I've been through a whole lot within these last 2 years. Being a people pleaser. I've been a people pleaser my whole life. Felt like I had to, do things to please people for them to want me, or, but no longer am I that. No longer am I a people pleaser. I want to live to please God. God said that you're going to please me or you're going to please him. You cannot serve two masters at one time. He is aligning my life, I'm aligning my life to him. And I am just keep going. I'm just going to keep going. I'm keep going no matter what I'm being faced with. It's been many things that I had to go through, and it seemed like it hit me all at one time. But now I walk in so much faith. And I remember my grandmother battling cancer. I never heard her complain. I never heard her murmur or complain. She went through it. She endured it. And she had a smile on her face, and she still preached the gospel going through it. Now I feel the same spirit. I feel the same spirit on the inside of me. And that's that spirit of the Holy Ghost. So I want to encourage you all to, if you do not know Christ, to get to know him. You don't have to go to church to get saved, because I really got saved at home by myself. And that's where I spend all my time with God. I don't have to go to the church house too. I love to go to church, but you don't have to be in the church to be saved. And you don't have to go to church definitely to have a relationship with him, because your relationship is your own relationship, but you got to get to know him for yourself. All right. I could just keep going on, but I don't want to make this too long, so I'm going to end it here. You all have a wonderful day and be blessed.